What is going on, Patriot gardeners? It's your buddy Murdock. And well, tonight we're talking lettuce. That's right. The weather is starting to get nice. I think right now it's about 94 degrees. So everything's, starting to settle down. It doesn't feel so much like a tropical rainforest behind all of these sweet potatoes that are growing all crazy here. But tonight, we're going to take the opportunity to go ahead and plant this little bed we've got going right here with a variety of this lettuce. I picked up one of these packs at the local Ace Hardware. They had these guys on clearance, and I think I gave $2 for this pack. And I got 4 different kinds of seeds. And, they come pretty well done up, actually. You get these little plastic bags like this. They're all labeled pretty good. You actually get a really nice quantity of seeds, so it works out pretty well. So I've been seeing a lot of comments with folks talking about getting poor germination and not having their lettuce pop up. So tonight, I'm going to show you the old Alabama gardener method, God rest his soul, of how to sow your lettuce seeds directly into the bed and get an extraordinarily high germination rate. You're going to be pulling out quite a few when you go along to thin out. But this really does give them a good shot at germinating and popping up and getting past all the little boogers that want to eat them. And having a higher number of lettuce sprouts in the bed will increase your chance, because anybody who's ever grown lettuce knows full well that everything from a roly-poly to a snail to the mice to the birds to pretty much everything wants to share in the joy of your wonderful bounty. So with that being said, we get a couple different varieties here. Let me see if I can zoom in and take a look at this. Yeah, so we've got this oak leaf, the loose leaf, which looks pretty darn nice. Kind of resembles the Butter Crunch, one of my favorites. We got this black seeded Simpson loose leaf. That actually looks kind of cool. What is this here? That looks like a romaine. Yep, romaine and a butterhead. I don't know if I've ever heard of, bib butterhead. Gotcha. So what we're going to do is we're going to get us a little bowl, and we're going to fill it full, I don't know, with about half gallon, maybe a little over a quart, between a quart and a half gallon of some real nice fine potting soil. If you saw the video I made last night, I'll leave a link in the description of the video. For that and mixing this stuff up, it is absolutely amazing. So you're going to go ahead and take this, throw it in a bowl, and then you're going to go ahead and take your seeds, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the bib. I really want to try that and see how that goes. So we're going to take this, take our handy dandy gardening scissors, and this actually has quite a bit of seed in it. For a bed this size, this is only, 4.5, 5 feet long, and about, 14 inches wide. So, let's see. Oh, look at that, turn the light on. So, I'm going to maybe use half of this. That should be good. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and just pour it right on in this dirt. All right, there we go. Might be a little bit more than half, but close enough. And then we're going to take this, and we're going to take our little spade tool here, and we're going to mix that up really well. And we're going to reach in here and actually use our hands and get a nice mix on this. Now, you want to pretty moisten the soil down. Not enough that it's dripping or anything like that, but enough that when you squeeze it, it clumps. And you really want to get these seeds nice and mixed in. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to give you a much more even dispersal of your seeds when you go to sow a bed. You can sit and put 1 or 2 seeds per hole. You can sprinkle them down in a line. Good luck with that. We all know how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 25. And then, you know, something like that. And then you sit there trying to pick little seeds out of the dirt. This gets them mixed in really nicely and tossed into all this soil. And since we're going to be doing this whole bed right here, this works out perfectly. All right, so we've got our seeds all mixed up in here. And it's not like you're going to see them. I mean, they're so small anyways. But they're all mixed up in there. Let's set that aside. Go ahead and move this. We're going to take the same little spade tool. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go like this. And we're just going to kind of pop this thing down in the soil and basically break the top of the soil open. I was out here earlier getting this all prepared. I will let you guys know that I did add some the slow release organic fertilizer to this. Old Alabama gardener used to call it the old triple 13. And great stuff, really is. And if you've never seen any of his videos, please go check him out. We lost him a few years ago, and you know, he was such a great guy, and I love his videos so much. He reminded me so much of some of my family members. So basically, we're just going to come through and loosen that up just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our handy dandy bowl of lettuce seeds, and we're just going to grab a handful like this. We're going to come right over here, and we're just going to start sprinkling it out just like so. And you can kind of see it hitting the dirt there. It's a little bit of a different color because it's a finer mix. And we're just going to sprinkle it all over the top and all over the place. We're going to set our bowl down. And, you know, you don't have to be perfect with this. You can do this in a row. You could sit and pour this out in a line, and it's going to do the same thing. If you wanted to run rows, just do a little trough or a trench. I wanted to do the whole bed, simply because I can harvest lettuce at my leisure, and I'm letting some of them go to seed, so I can have thousands more to share. And so there's no real science to this. I mean, look at this. I'm going to take this and just go all the way down. And make sure that when you're doing this, it's critical that you make that noise. Because if you don't, it doesn't spread evenly. Anywho, all right. So now that we got that all spread out everywhere, all of our seeds are basically all over this bed. We're going to take the same little spade tool, and we're basically going to do the exact same thing one more time. We're not digging. What we're doing is just kind of, oh, well, hello, Mr. Bird. We're going to go ahead and just pop this basically straight down into the dirt here, and just basically knock some of this down. We don't have to be too critical with it, because one of our next steps is going to make sure that these seeds get seeded perfectly and that they pop up. Now, when you roll them around in that nice fine soil, it also coats the outside of that seed with everything that it's going to want. As soon as it pops out, it's going to think that it's in Eden. And that's exactly what you want it to think. That's what we're all shooting for. So we'll get this all loosened up all the way across. And now here's a mistake that a lot of people make with lettuce. A lot of people think that you gotta sit and pour loads and loads and loads of fertilizer and Miracle Grow and all sorts of other garbage into your soil. You don't. You really don't. That stuff destroys the natural ecosystem that is your dirt. This soil is alive. And if you could take even just one small scoop of it, it would be like your own little universe in your hand. To put that into context, there would be millions of little, bacterias and nematodes and good, who knows what. But there's going to be loads and loads and loads of good stuff, bad stuff, all sorts of different stuff down in that dirt. It's best to leave that alone. And those chemical fertilizers really inhibit the plants from doing what they're supposed to do, and it kills a lot of those guys. Using Miracle-Gro for 2 or 3 months wipes out about 50 to 70% of all the natural good bioenzyme little goody guys that swim around inside your dirt. They're critical for root development. That's how your plant feeds itself. So if you wipe them out, your plant becomes basically like a dope fiend, dependent on you to pump it full of Miracle-Gro and chemicals. And then, of course, that's exactly what it puts inside of the fruit. And then guess what goes inside of you? And everybody's wondering why everybody feels sick all the time. Well, back to the video here. Sorry about the rant. I hope everybody is doing great. I thank everybody for all the support, the comments, and for pushing the Well I Never cucumber pollination video past 4,000 views. I mean, I don't even know what to say. But yeah, that's kind of funny. Most of the other videos got about 30, 40, 50 views. A couple of them got about 70. But that one in particular, for some reason, Well I Never, I think it's 4,700 views the last time I looked. So thank you all. Well, now that we got our lettuce seeds mixed into our nice fine potting soil, we've got it sprinkled all over our turned up bed. We've gone through and we've hit it one more time and we've churned it all up. Now it's time to add the magic. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you lawn clippings. That's right, regular old lawn clippings. I take them, set them out on the concrete, let them dry up, and I keep them. And this is exactly why. These guys still contain a little, you can see a slight hue of green. There's just enough nitrogen left in this grass to feed this bed perfectly, along with the slow release plant food. But this is going to hit it, as the seeds are coming up. And this is also going to give these seeds the protection from drying out, which is their number one enemy for the next 5 to 7 days until they pop up. They need to stay moist. So we're going to take some of this nice grass clipping here, and we're going to go just like this, and we're going to sprinkle it all over. Now the key to this is you want, because the planting depth for the lettuce is right about 1/4 of an inch, I believe, without actually looking at the package. Someone can fact check me on that one. So when you get to the point where you can still see soil through the grass, but the grass is about covering about 90%, 95%, you're right where you want to be. What you don't want to do is you don't want to do this. Poof. Okay, your lettuce is never going to grow through that. Okay, the little lettuce is going to pop up and go, oh my God, there's a brick on me. And that's going to be the end of your lettuce. So instead of doing that to the lettuce, we're going to hold it up about 12 to 14 inches in the air, and we're going to sprinkle it back and forth and give it a nice light little layer all over the entire bed. Just enough to help hold down that moisture. And I like to let these grass clippings dry out just a little bit. I mean, it makes it a lot easier to sit here and do this number and sprinkle it in. Oh look, sometimes you find some fun stuff in there too. So we'll get a little bit more, some down over here on the corner. Okay, and that's it. Let's see if I stand up here. We've got the entire bed direct sowed. We've got it chopped in a little bit so that some of those seeds have fallen down into some cracks and crevices. We've got them covered with a little bit of dry grass clippings. What's the one thing left to do, Patriots? Come on. Since this method came from Old Alabama Gardener, it seems only fitting and only right that it would end with Old Alabama Gardener. His favorite saying after he did something and planted something was to water it well and watch it grow. And now I want you to pay attention to this. As you can see, there's barely any water coming out of this. I mean, I can sit here and it'll barely even wash that dirt off that wood. What we don't want to do is come out here and put this on jet and go and dig holes into our garden and then go, I don't understand why my lettuce isn't growing. Nope. This is it. This or lighter. If it's moving dirt around, it's too much pressure. So we're going to go ahead and hit this thing with a nice watering. And like I said, I did some bed preparation prior to the video. And I added the slow release organic fertilizer. I did throw in the earthworm castings and just a little bit of bone meal, as lettuce is not a flowering fruit, so to speak. It's not really at much risk for the blossom and rot, although calcium does help in its root development, so I gave it a little bit. And voila, that's it. That's how it's done, Patriots. Doing this and using the grass and mixing it with the dirt, I'm going to show you when these guys pop up. You're going to be blown away with how even this bed actually pops up before I even do any thinning. If I even do thinning, we'll see. I might even let them just come up 2 or 3 inches, pop them when they're little, and throw them in a salad or something like that for all the little guys. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope everybody has a great night. And there's going to be another video, a part 2, on how to do the indoor version of what I just did, but in small trays, so you can keep them going under the lights or in a window if you have a really sunny window for a good, 2 weeks before you have to take them out and transplant them. A good way to beat the frost. So with that, Patriots, love you all. God bless. Murdock out.